Does masturbation secretly destroy your hair follicles? That's the million-dollar question that's probably crossed every guy's mind at some point, usually right after a long shower or a late-night stress relief session. There's this ancient myth floating around that every time someone takes matters into their own hands, they lose a little more hair. Like each strand is packing its bags and saying, "I'm out of here, bro, you're doing too much." But is there any truth to it? Or is it just one of those things your uncle with a shiny head says to scare you into behaving? The idea that masturbation causes hair loss has been around for centuries, dating back to when people thought it also caused blindness, insanity, and possibly bad luck with women. It's the kind of claim that sticks around because it sounds just believable enough. After all, hair loss is connected to hormones, and so is, well, the other thing. When someone hears testosterone is involved in both, it's easy to imagine the dots connecting themselves like a bad conspiracy theory. But the science behind it is way more boring and way less dramatic than people want it to be. Masturbation doesn't lower testosterone. In fact, studies have shown that it barely nudges hormone levels at all. There's a temporary blip. Sure, right before and after release, testosterone levels can fluctuate, but it's not enough to matter. It's like worrying that turning your lights on and off a few times will make your power bill skyrocket. What actually causes male pattern baldness is something called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, which is made from testosterone by an enzyme in the body. DHT is the guy who walks into the bar and tells your hair follicles their rent's due. Over time, it shrinks the follicles, making them produce thinner and weaker hairs until, eventually, they give up. But masturbation doesn't increase DHT. It doesn't even affect it in a meaningful way. The amount of DHT in your scalp is determined by genetics, not what you're doing in your free time. Still, myths die hard. The reason this one sticks around might be because of guilt and stress. People who grow up being told that self-pleasure is shameful end up associating it with negative consequences. Then, when they notice a little more hair in the shower drain, the brain goes, "Aha, proof." But what's really happening is probably just normal hair shedding or early genetic thinning that was going to happen anyway. The only thing masturbation might destroy is your post-shower confidence when you overthink the hair in your hand. Now, there is one indirect connection that keeps the rumor alive: stress and nutrient depletion. Constant, excessive sexual activity combined with poor diet and lack of rest could, in theory, contribute to hair issues. But that's not masturbation's fault, it's lifestyle. The body needs zinc, protein, and other nutrients to grow healthy hair. If someone's burning the candle at both ends, skipping meals, not sleeping, and treating their body like an all-night fast food drive-thru, hair loss is bound to happen regardless of what they're doing behind closed doors. The problem isn't the act, it's everything else going on around it. There's also this funny internet theory that NoFap guys, people who abstain from self-pleasure for long periods, end up with thicker hair and glowing skin. But most of that glow-up comes from improved habits. They're often eating better, exercising, sleeping more, and carrying less guilt or anxiety. Those changes improve blood circulation, hormone balance, and overall health, which can make the hair look better. It's not about the abstinence, it's about everything else that came with it. You can't stop baldness with willpower alone unless your dad's side of the family has miracle genes. What's even funnier is that some guys believe abstaining will boost testosterone so much that they'll turn into muscle monsters overnight. Sorry to say, that's not happening either. The boost from abstaining a few days is so minor, it's practically invisible. Real testosterone gains come from lifting weights, sleeping well, and eating enough protein, not from clenching your fists and holding the line. So if someone's hair looks better while they're on a no-touch streak, it's probably because they're taking care of themselves differently, not because their follicles are cheering, "Finally some peace down here." The follicles don't care what's happening in your browser history. If this helped clear up the confusion and gave your follicles a little peace of mind, make sure to hit subscribe and drop a comment, especially if your hairline's been through its own drama lately.